connecting with the divine. My child, the time has come to faithfully close what no longer carries my presence. What you once called home, refuge, or safety now only echoes the emptiness and weight of what has passed. The walls that once sheltered you now tremble with silences that scream, with memories that weigh heavily and wound your heart. But I, the Lord your God, did not call you to live under emotional ruins or beneath roofs that no longer protect your soul. Please don't miss this special video. It is a message from God to illuminate your day. Click like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell. We want to reach 1,000 subscribers to spread even more faith and hope. Watch until the end. Click the first comment and discover the secret ritual to attract money and prosperity. I am telling you with eternal love, the time for this cycle has come to an end. You were not abandoned, you were guided. Every step, even the most confusing ones, was watched over by me. And when everything seemed lost, I was opening a way where your eyes could not yet see. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth, do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Isaiah chapter 43 verse 19. My plan didn't end in ruins, it began there. What seemed like an end to you was, for me, the precise moment of a new beginning. You survived pain, loss, abandonment, and nights too long to count. But now, I lift you up to something greater. I want to rebuild with you something that will not be shaken, something that will not be empty, and that won't rely on human strength. This is the time to trust without seeing, to walk without fully understanding, and to follow me with your heart fully surrendered. I promise you, the place I'm taking you to carries my peace, my promise, and my presence. Comment, I trust in God, He leads me to a full life. I know every sigh you released in silence, every tear you hid, not out of weakness, but out of love for others. I remember when you chose silence to avoid conflict, when you smiled on the outside while your soul screamed inside. Your gestures of surrender, the burdens you carried alone, your sleepless nights, none of it went unnoticed by me. I saw every moment you gave love without return, every time you were left unanswered, every absence that weighed on you. And yet, you remained. Your faith, even in silence, touched heaven. Your unspoken prayers reached me like a fragrant offering. So now, my child, prepare your heart, the time for divine recompense has arrived. This is not human reward, it is heavenly. I am coming with my justice, with my comfort, with my present help. What once seemed like an end was merely a waiting chapter. Now, I am pouring healing where there was pain, reconciliation where there was separation, and peace where restlessness lived. I do not rebuild with human materials, I rebuild with grace, with rest, with purpose, and with eternity. Comment, I trust in God's love, He is my refuge. Yes, I am doing something new. And although the new often feels frightening, that is where the miracle lies. I know you look back and wonder if it was all in vain. But it wasn't. Everything had purpose, even the pain. Every tear, every desert, every weight prepared you for this moment. Now, I tell you again, I am breaking the cycles of fear and establishing roots of faith. What seemed to be the end was, in fact, the beginning of the fullest season of your life. It's not just a change of location or scenery, it's a deep spiritual transformation. I am calling you to abandon old habits, old covenants with pain, and enter a new time of revelation and identity. The losses you experienced were not signs of abandonment but of preparation. I removed what did not align with your destiny. Now, open your heart, because I am making everything new. And the new, my child, is far better than anything left behind. Trust in me like never before, because this is a time of total surrender. What I will do cannot be understood through human logic. Many times, you will see me close doors that seemed good, remove people who seemed right, and change routes that once felt secure. But it is not out of cruelty, it is out of love. You asked me for a new beginning, you cried out for deliverance, and now it has arrived. But it requires absolute trust. As it is written, "Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will act." Psalm 37 verse 5. Let go of what binds you to the past, my child. Let go with faith what prevents you from growing. What I have prepared for you requires lightness, detachment, and courage. What seems like loss is actually protection. You were not called to live tied to memories, but to walk boldly into the destiny I've written. Free yourself. Close cycles. Because what awaits you carries my signature, peace that surpasses understanding, abundant provision, and restored relationships. But to receive this, you must trust more than you've ever trusted before. God created us as unique individuals, and He does not lead us all in the same way. He has a personal, different, and unique plan for each one of us. Therefore, if you want to win your race, you will need to find your own way of running. Of course, we can learn from others, but we should not try to copy them at the cost of losing our own individuality. While following advice and examples from others, we must also spend quiet time with God, asking Him for specific guidance for our own lives. Moreover, many people have no idea that there is a powerful method to manifest money. There is a manifestation technique that can shift your beliefs about reality at the deepest level of your subconscious mind. This technique literally changed my life. I invite you to give it an honest try. Click the link in the first comment to see if it works for you too. When you believe that God wants to manifest in your life, you gain the boldness to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in unique and wonderful ways, so be open and confident as you seek His blessings and divine direction, believing that He has a special plan for you. As you walk between what was and what will be, know this: I am with you every step of the way. I know that this middle place can be confusing. Sometimes, it feels like nothing is happening, that you're stuck, that everything is blocked. But I tell you, I am working behind the scenes. You are in transition, and this transition is sacred. I manifest myself in the details, in the song that arrives at the right moment, in the word that reaches you when you least expect it, in the unexpected hug that warms your soul. I am the God who answers even in the silence. And now, listen carefully, I am unlocking what has been stuck for years. I am releasing favor in areas that seemed forgotten. Doors that once closed are now opening, and not only for you, but also for those you prayed for, wept for, interceded for. I am invading homes with healing, families with restoration, and hearts with repentance and salvation. When I visit, everything changes. Do not fear the season of waiting. There are miracles growing in silence, promises forming in the dark. Comment: God is working, even when I see nothing. My child, take my outstretched hand. I know you are tired. I know the journey has been long and, at many times, lonely. But there is a flame within you that has not gone out. And that flame is enough to begin again. What you feel right now, that warmth in your chest, that urge to cry, that stirring, it is me, your Father, touching your spirit. It is my spirit saying, do not be afraid, I am with you. Do not deny your emotions, they are doors to healing. I see you even when you think no one else does. I am with you in the days of loneliness, in the moments when you fight silently, in the hours when you almost give up. But you were not called to survive chaos forever. You were called to bloom after the loss, to live a full life, to bear fruit in the wilderness. You are my beloved child, and I will never abandon you. If everything seems dark, remember, the Sun of Righteousness is rising over you with healing in his wings. And where there is healing, there is hope. And where there is hope, there is a new beginning. Now, listen closely, do not go back. I know the temptation to return to the old is strong. There are voices trying to confuse your mind, trying to convince you that nothing has changed. But you know my voice, and my voice is peace. The enemy wants you to believe that your faith was in vain, that everything remains the same. But that is a lie. The spiritual realm has already moved in your favor. The answer is released, even if you cannot yet see it. Do not interrupt the process just because the signs are not visible. You are like the one who sows in tears but will soon reap with joy. Yes, the harvest will come, and it will be abundant. And it will not be only for you. There will be testimony. Many lives will be impacted by your story, by your overcoming, by your faith. I have raised you not just to survive but to lead, to inspire, to carry my presence. I made you the salt of the earth and the light of the world. And wherever you go, my name will be glorified. So do not stop now. The best is only beginning. Comment, my faith is a seed, I know the harvest is coming. And I say to you, finally, with tenderness, I am preparing a home of peace for you. A physical place, yes, but more than that, an inner refuge. You will have a place to rest, to laugh, to be yourself without masks. You will have a place where you belong. And there, my presence will be constant. There, lightness will be natural. Because what I build, no storm can destroy. This discomfort you feel now, this sense of not belonging, it's not confusion, it's transition. I am leading you out of emotional and spiritual captivity into a wide open land, a place of purpose, an environment where you will finally know what it means to live free. Do not try to go back to what was. What was once comfortable has become a prison. What was familiar has become heavy. Now, I am removing the stones from your path. I am setting you apart, not to isolate you, but to purify you. For you were not called to beg for affection, nor to live in someone else's shadow. You are mine, and that is enough. Walk with your head held high. You are chosen, even when you doubt it. You are strong, even when you feel weak. And you are deeply loved, even on the days when you don't love yourself. My child, stop searching for a way out where I have already closed the doors. There is no path where my presence no longer dwells. I know it hurts to release what once felt like safety, what once sheltered you, but I am calling you towards something new, something that can only be seen through the eyes of faith. I don't want you to move forward with fear in your steps, but with the assurance that your Father goes before you. This new season I'm preparing doesn't depend on your strength, your efforts, or anyone else's approval. All I ask is your full trust, complete surrender with no reservations. Do you remember the times when you thought you couldn't make it? I was there. When your soul cried in silence, when no one understood your absence, I carried you. It wasn't your strength that brought you this far, it was my arms holding you when you could no longer walk. This is not the time to explain your tears or justify your choices. You no longer have to prove your worth to anyone. This new season will be revealed through visible fruit, through peace in the midst of chaos, through answers that arrive without you having to wear yourself out. But listen, There are things you must let go of. Some spaces are filled with what no longer brings peace. I want to fill your life with my presence, with genuine peace, with freedom that comes so gently you may not even notice, because I will already be working before darkness has a chance to approach. You just need to move. Don't stay stuck waiting for another sign when I have already spoken so clearly. This is one of those moments when heaven touches earth and my voice reaches the deepest layers of your being. If you feel me now, it's not an accident, it's because I am sealing this word within you. This is not just to stir your emotions, it's to reposition your life. I am rewriting your story, not based on your mistakes, but on the promises I never withdrew. Comment, I am not alone. God is rewriting my story with authority. Many didn't understand your silence. They mistook your stillness for weakness. But those pauses were lessons. You weren't giving up, you were obeying. While you stepped back, I was fighting for you. And now I am calling you out of the shadows, asking you to lift your eyes, breathe deeply, and believe that my plan for your life is still alive. Even after all the pain, the weariness, and the uncertainty, purpose still exists. You don't need to explain why you pulled away from the things that hurt or why you cried alone. I saw your soul. I saw every sacrifice made out of love for me. And now, without applause or recognition, I'm honoring every secret act of faith. I am restoring what is invisible, what no one else can see but you and me. Don't be afraid if everything begins to shift. When I move, time obeys. The impossible bends. And the peace you've been longing for will begin to rise in the smallest details. There's a time to stay and a time to go. And now, my child, it's time to move. Your role in that old cycle is complete. What lies ahead will not resemble what you've known. It won't be heavy, it won't be exhausting, it will be light, because my hand is over it all. Everything you've faced, every hardship, every wound, it was all preparation. I shaped you in secret places so you could carry the new weight of glory I'm pouring out. You are no longer the same. You've grown in ways no one has seen. Some expected you to give up, to collapse under the weight. They thought what happened was too much. But I say to you, what looked like ruin is now the foundation of the new. I never leave things unfinished. Everything I start, I complete. Everything I promised, I fulfill, even when logic sees no way forward. Don't try to fit this new season into old patterns. Don't compare what's coming to what's past. What I'm doing now is different. It brings healing. It brings direction. It brings rest. You won't have to fight like before. You'll simply walk and see the supernatural manifest. From today on, pain will no longer be your language. Anguish will no longer define your atmosphere. What was once confusion will now become peace and clarity. If something was taken from you, if someone was removed from your life, if doors closed in front of your eyes, do not mourn. It was me protecting you. It was me making room. Some people cannot walk with you into what I'm preparing. Some situations had to end, even if it hurt. But I assure you, no absence will be in vain. I am repositioning everything. I am placing every piece in the right place. I don't improvise. My plan is perfect, even when you can't see it. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. You are about to witness things you never imagined. Circumstances that once seemed impossible will shift so naturally that you'll understand it was me all along. You won't have to force anything. I will align it all. What worries you today will become a testimony tomorrow. You'll look back and realize why so much had to be broken. Why I removed. Why I was silent. Why I isolated you. It was all for love. The time of darkness is ending. You will begin to see signs everywhere. Small miracles. Gentle answers. Clarity in glances. Open doors where there were only walls. And then you will know, my silence was never absence, it was preparation. I haven't finished with you. I'm just beginning. So stay. What I'm releasing now is far greater than you can imagine. Your season has shifted. Heaven has already moved. And now, you are ready. Comment, heaven has moved, I am ready for what God is bringing. My son, while you thought nothing was happening, I was arranging everything. What seemed like silence was actually the exact moment my hands were weaving the perfect design for what is coming. It is no coincidence that you are reading these words right now. It is confirmation that you are not alone, that you did not walk in vain, that your tears were not wasted. The next stage of your life will no longer be marked by uncertainty but by clear direction. Every step will be confirmed by my Spirit, every choice will be clear, and each day will bring a sign that I, the Lord, am still leading the way. You have carried more than you could, trying to hold everything together, your home, your heart, your relationships. But now I say to you, release the steering wheel. Rest in me. You don't need to control everything. You are called to trust, not to bear the weight of the world alone. Reflect, I trust that God directs my life better than I can. True trust brings rest, and rest opens the door to the supernatural. I know there were days you thought about giving up, when everything felt heavy and your strength was weak. But you haven't come this far just to quit now. I raise you up today, not with empty words, but with my real presence. Where there was only exhaustion, you will feel renewed strength. Where you only saw ruins, you will begin to see resurrection. You will believe again. In goodness. In family. In the promise. What I give, no one can take away. What I have prepared for you is sealed by my hand. I am the God who changes decrees, who transforms stories, who writes commas where others placed periods. That silent prayer, that deep plea you made, was heard. I am answering. I am moving heaven and earth for you. Reflect, God heard my cry and is already working on my behalf. You will not be put to shame, my son. Those who wait on me are never confused. The answer will come, and it will come with authority, without noise, without doubt. You will know it deep inside, it was God. People who left without reason, situations that seemed vital but fell apart, this was all part of the process. I removed what did not build up, what was not true. I cleared space for heavenly alliances, for healthy relationships, for wise counsel and voices that do not confuse. Because you don't need quantity, you need quality. I am bringing into your life what adds, what builds, what sustains. Even through unexpected paths, provision will come. From places you never imagined, answers will arrive. Do not doubt. Do not step back. Though everything may look unstable, my hand holds you. As long as you keep your eyes fixed on me, I will straighten your steps. Reflect, my life is surrounded by heavenly connections. This is a time of visible restoration, a time of deep transformation. Do not accept as permanent what was only a season. You were not born to live forever in pain. I am the God of the journey, and I am bringing you out of the desert into a land of abundance. I am closing cycles, but every closure opens a portal. You only need to align yourself with heaven. Let go of doubt, reject fear. The new home, the new season, are already ready. Only one step of faith is needed. And that step will activate miracles. You will see my hand rewriting your story where many said, "It's over," I say, "It's just beginning." I plant promises where you only saw ashes. Nothing is final when I act. Those nights of loneliness, those burdens you couldn't share with anyone, I saw them all. And now, I myself hold everything for you. Reflect. God is opening a glorious new chapter in my story. Every tear watered the ground that now blooms. Every sacrifice took root deep for the fruit that is coming. You will blossom on firm soil. And when others look at you and ask how it was possible, you will say, "It was God." Not because everything was easy, but because everything was guided. What is coming is pure, light, peaceful. You will no longer need to justify yourself. Your life will be the answer. I am restoring not only your home, but your joy to live. I am returning brightness to your eyes, purpose to your steps. You will wake up eager and walk with direction. The weariness that once stopped you from dreaming will be replaced by heavenly strength. What seemed impossible is now becoming reachable. Because I, the Lord, have already begun something new in you. Even if your eyes don't see it yet, heaven is already in motion. Reflect. God is restoring my purpose and joy for life. I am ordering everything in your favor. Balancing what was uneven, clearing what blocked your progress. You will no longer build on shifting sand. I am your rock, and all that is built on me will stand. This new season will not depend on human effort but on supernatural grace. You will walk firm, not exhausted. And you will know that all things work together for good. I am changing how you see, how you feel, how you react. What once stole your peace will become irrelevant. Because I am lifting you to a new level, a level of clear vision, healthy emotions, and divine answers. Listen carefully. Do not be distracted. What is now touching your heart is only the beginning. There are still revelations I will release. If your heart is burning, it is because heaven is present. You don't have to run. You only need to follow my pace, one step at a time. And that step will be enough. Reflect. I am ready to follow the rhythm of grace, step by step with God. The provision you have been waiting for will arrive at the exact time it is meant to come, and when it does, it will be complete, nothing will be missing. Though the current scene before your eyes might not yet reflect the promise I have spoken, trust that heaven is already moving. The divine clock never delays, and what is on its way is far greater than anything you could have planned. It is the answer to prayers you might have even forgotten you made. Keep your heart open, remain here, and stay steadfast. The best is still unfolding. You have come this far not because of resistance but because of permission. There were days when the only strength you had left was to keep breathing, and even then, you stayed. Not because everything was fine, but because something deep inside you still believed it was worth waiting for. And now, I declare that this waiting has taken root. Your silent faithfulness has attracted heaven itself, and what once seemed delayed is about to reach you in an unexpected and irreversible way. Nothing you experienced was wasted, every moment held value, every tear held back, every word swallowed, every absence endured. I saw you hiding your pain just to keep peace. I watched you give up to protect what you loved. Today, with the authority of a father, I declare, all of this is being transformed into honor, into true recognition, not from people but from a God who never forgets those he loves. You tried to rebuild so many times, you fought to maintain the structure of what was already falling apart. But some things were never meant to last forever. Even though it feels like loss, it is liberation. Even though it hurts, it is growth. I have taken you from places where you were merely tolerated and am bringing you to places where you will be celebrated with purpose. The reconstruction will not be based on what you once had but on what I promised you. That promise still stands. Something new is coming, but it will not come wrapped as a gift. It will come as a daily decision, as steps taken toward change. I have already given you the internal framework. Now it is time for you to move, to look around, and to realize that what looked like the end was only the beginning. This new phase will not repeat the old mistakes because now you have wisdom, discernment, and experiences that have made you stronger than you imagine. You will no longer depend on your surroundings to feel peace. You will no longer need anyone's validation because what I am building in you is unshakable, deep, and eternal. The love that holds you does not change over time. It does not waver with the seasons, it endures. This love will guide you on days when the world seems confusing. It will remind you who you are, even when others forget. Quiet your heart now. You have already shown you know how to wait. Now allow yourself to rest. What I have prepared does not depend on your effort to exist but only on your trust. Let me lead, and you will see paths open where before there were only walls. Doors will arise where it seemed impossible. What was blocked will be unblocked. All this will happen quietly, without noise or fanfare, like the waters of a river flowing without resistance. Your days of restlessness are giving way to direction. No more going around in circles, trying to understand what has already passed. Now is the time to move forward, to look ahead with faith, knowing there is something beyond what you have already seen. What I have is new, not recycled, not repeated, something never before experienced. Because what is coming is the answer to an ancient prayer, one made with sincerity and pain. When you begin to notice the signs, do not hesitate. I will be there in every detail, in the right conversation, in an unexpected contact, in a decision that seemed small but changes everything. Nothing will be by chance. Everything will be orchestrated by me, and you will not need to force anything. What is meant to be yours will come with peace, without weariness or fear. For everything that comes from above brings security to the soul and light to the eyes. You may have lost people, opportunities, time, but you have not lost your purpose. It is still ongoing, still beating in every fiber of your being. I have not changed the plans, I have only changed the routes. The destination remains the same: restoration, purpose, a full life. And even when it seems far away, every step you take brings you closer. Comment: I trust the divine orchestration that brings peace and light to my soul. I did not choose you by chance. I have known you since before the beginning. I saw your path even before your first step, and I never gave up on you. Even when everything seemed extinguished, I lit a spark inside you, a flame that keeps you standing. That flame will grow, illuminate others, warm cold and dry places because you carry something eternal within you. What I am doing now will affect generations. It is not just about you, your children, your grandchildren, those around you. They will all be touched by this new season. I am restructuring families, healing relationships, restoring lost bonds. Where there was bitterness, I am planting forgiveness. Where there was distance, I am building bridges. Those who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion, which cannot be moved but endures forever. Psalm 125 verse 1. This word is fulfilled in your life. Comment: I am part of a divine legacy, a flame that will light generations to come. This is the moment to trust fully, to have faith not in what you see but in what I am doing behind the scenes. You have come this far through silent faithfulness. Now is the time to move with courage and wisdom. The walls that once confined you will crumble, making way for the vastness I have prepared. Though you may still face challenges, your inner foundation is firm. Your faith is no longer fragile but rooted in the knowledge that I walk with you. So take the steps toward your new destiny with confidence. I am guiding every move. I am opening doors you did not even know existed. You are not alone. You are held by a love that is eternal, unchanging, and powerful. Your purpose is alive, your destiny awaits, and the best is yet to come. Comment, I walk forward in faith, knowing I am held by an eternal love that never fails. You will not be shaken by the chaos that surrounds you because what sustains you is invisible. It is solid and eternal. Even if you feel the ground beneath your feet has disappeared, take a deep breath. I am laying down firm ground beneath you. The instability will pass. Fear will lose its grip, and what will remain is the certainty that everything has worked together for your good. Even what seemed like it would destroy you has, in the end, strengthened, shaped, and matured you. No tear has ever fallen unseen. No whispered thought unheard. You may not understand now, but you will understand in time. Every delay has had a purpose. Every door that closed was protection. Every new beginning was guided. Nothing has escaped my plan. Do not think that the time you feel was lost is wasted. I am able to restore years, to give back what time took, to speed up processes. You do not need to race against the clock. Align your heart with mine, and you will see the impossible become real before your eyes. Because when I step in, everything changes. I know your limits. I know exactly how far you can go, and I will never demand more than you can bear. On the contrary, I will strengthen you to go beyond what you thought possible. What once paralyzed you will now fuel your next phase. Because I equip you, send you, uphold you, and affirm that you will succeed. You will not be remembered for the pain you lived through, but for the victory you carried by faith. You will not be defined by what you lost, but by what you conquered with trust in me. Your testimony will impact others, not with pretty words, but with real-life experience. And all this will begin the moment you decide to trust again. Do not let bitterness shape your heart. What happened to you does not define who you are. What hurt you is not your identity. You are more than your losses, more than your frustrations. You are a divine work in progress, and no one can stop what heaven has already authorized. I am raising you up from the ashes. I am putting new garments on you. I am cleansing you from all guilt, fear, and rejection. Everything that once paralyzed you is being removed. You will walk lightly, breathe deeply, and begin to dream again. What I have for you is more than you asked for, more than you imagined. You are under construction. Do not demand too much from yourself. Do not compare your pace to others. Every process has its own time. Every healing has its own rhythm. The important thing is that you are no longer standing still, you are being shaped. And every piece of clay in the potter's hand has a destiny. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared for something eternal. Sometimes the greatest miracle is not the change outside you, but the transformation inside. And that is what I am doing right now. Clearing away the rubble of your heart, healing old memories, rewriting limiting beliefs. I want you to live with lightness, with clarity, with purpose. And that begins by allowing me to dwell in every part of your soul. Allow yourself to be truly loved. Do not close yourself off because of what you have been through. Do not build walls where I want to plant a garden. The love I have for you is pure. It does not demand performance, nor does it require perfection. It only asks for openness. It only needs space. Everything that seemed distant is now being brought near. The resources will come. Wisdom will come. The peace that surpasses all understanding will become your reality. You will walk through a season of answers, a phase of divine evidence. Everything that was dark will begin to shine clearly. I am bringing light where there was confusion, direction where there was anguish, comfort where there was discouragement, and purpose to your life. Every part of your existence will be touched. Nothing will be left out. I am precise and meticulous. Everything will be restored perfectly. Life will no longer be about just surviving, it will be about flourishing. And no matter how long you have stopped believing in this, today I rekindle that flame. Today I renew your hope. Your life still carries destiny. Your life still carries purpose. Not all silence means absence. Often, heaven is silent because it is working deep within, where eyes cannot see and senses cannot reach. Do not judge your life by what you see but by what I have already declared over you. What is hidden today will be revealed tomorrow as a miracle. The invisible will now be testified by many, and no one will understand how you came out of that situation without losing yourself. I have been your sustenance the entire time, even on days when no words came. The seeds you planted in pain, through surrender, faithfulness, and secret prayers, are now breaking through the ground. You thought no one saw, but I saw. You thought no one understood, but I understood. When you thought about giving up, I held you inside. What I promised you does not depend on favorable circumstances. It grows even in barren soil because what I plant grows by my word, not by conditions. I know about your nights without direction, about the days when you did everything right and still everything went wrong. But failure did not have the last word. What you thought was the end was really a new beginning. I was using all of that to build a foundation no one could shake, not to punish you, but to position you. I know it may seem like too much time has passed, that the years have slipped away and nothing has changed. You might feel as if you've lost precious moments, as if life is standing still and the world's clock is moving against you. But I want you to know this. The time in my hands is not measured by human clocks or calendars. I am able to accomplish in one day what human effort cannot achieve in decades. When you entrust your time to me, what you reap will exceed your expectations. It will not be crumbs but double portions. So even if everything around you screams otherwise, keep your heart steady. Do not be guided by fleeting feelings, walk by faith. Doubt may knock at your door, but you do not have to let it in. Unbelief seeks to paralyze you, but heaven wants to push you forward toward the purpose I have already prepared for you. This is the time to align your spirit not with the voices around you, but with what I have spoken. My word never fails. You are not falling behind. In fact, you are being prepared. What seemed like delay or waiting is only a refinement, a polishing of your vessel so that something eternal, great, and lasting can be poured into it. Before I release what is coming to you, I prepare the ground. It is not punishment but love that corrects, perfects, and strengthens. A new stage is being set, and in it, you will not be a mere extra, you will be the protagonist. You will enter places where you were not welcome before, you will sit at tables where you once stood. And this will not come by human influence but by the power of my promise. I open doors where there are no walls and make paths where there is no road because what I begin, I myself sustain to the end. Keep going. Do not feed what weakens you. Small thoughts may seem harmless, but they sabotage everything. I want you to see yourself as I see you, with honor, identity, and purpose. You are not what others said about you, nor are you defined by your failures. you are defined by the grace that sustains you. As long as you cling to the past, looking backward, you won't move forward. I want to show you the now, the present that invites you to live the promises I made, even if you don't yet understand every step. Not everything will be logical or immediate, but it will be true and come at the right time, with the right people, in the right place. When that happens, you will remember this moment, the day God touched your soul with a liberating truth. The promise you thought was lost, canceled, or forgotten is intact and waiting for its time to be fulfilled. You don't need to deserve it, you only need to believe, because my work is not based on merit but on faith. Whoever trusts doesn't give up, whoever waits sees miracles happening before their eyes. And you will see, because I am faithful, even when your faith wavers. I am not only changing your life, I am transforming your vision. The way you see yourself, others, and the world around you will never be the same. You will no longer live by reactions but by purpose. You will act with wisdom, speak with authority, and walk with confidence. Whoever walks with heaven has peace even in the storm. What once seemed confusing now becomes clear, because I am illuminating your mind, clearing your thoughts, and putting order within your heart. When what is inside you aligns with me, your outside circumstances will also change. You will see relationships being healed, broken bonds restored, and cycles closing with dignity. I leave no loose ends. I finish with honor and begin with glory. I raised you not just to endure but to influence. You will be a reference for many who today live what you have already overcome. And when they ask how it was possible, your answer will be simple and profound: it was God. Because all that is eternal begins with obedience, and all that is true endures time. Nothing I have done in your life will be wasted. Everything will be used for my glory. If you have come this far with a touched heart, it is because this word was written for you. Don't let doubt steal the seed I planted in your heart. Protect that seed with faith and perseverance. Keep listening, keep walking, keep believing. There is still much coming from heaven. Promises are yet to be fulfilled. You are part of what I am about to reveal to the world. Do not stop the journey, do not give up. The best is yet to be written. Perhaps routine has drowned your perception of how much you've grown and matured behind the scenes of pain. But I saw it all. I saw every dawn where your tired body rose without applause or guarantees. Still, you went on. And that, in my eyes, has a value the world cannot recognize. That is why now, with time under my command, everything begins to take shape and meaning. There were moments when you kept silent even though inside you cried out for justice. In the name of peace, you gave up your reason. You chose to protect rather than react, swallowed your words, and held back indignation. Know that none of these choices went unnoticed by me. They were acts of courage and faith. You are not alone and never have been. Now rise and see what I am doing. The delay was preparation, the silence was strengthening, the time was my instrument to shape your destiny. Trust the process even if you don't see it all clearly. I am working behind the scenes so that at the right time, you will receive an abundant life filled with all I promised. My dear son, know that nothing you have done or experienced has gone unnoticed before the eyes of heaven. Every act of love you have offered, even when it was not returned, is recorded and cherished. I see your silent faithfulness, the times you protected others even while you were hurt, the tears shed in the quiet of the night. All of this will be rewarded with blessings the world cannot give. You are being called to live without fear, to enter places with peace in your heart, and to feel calm where anxiety once ruled. I am cleansing the invisible spaces that only you knew how deeply they hurt, those hidden corners of your soul where sadness lingered. I am restoring your confidence, your emotional stability that was shaken, and your clarity so you may find your true purpose. This will not be merely a new moment in your life but a new cycle, built on a firm and solid foundation, because while everything seemed to be falling apart around you, I was preparing you for a strength beyond human knowledge, a strength born from intimate experience with me, from the dependence formed in the silent early mornings of prayer and waiting. Beloved son, this strength I am cultivating in you will become your most precious testimony. You will not only survive the storms but teach others how to courageously start anew. Your story will be the answer to those seeking hope, and your life will be a beacon lighting the way. Look upon your past with gratitude, not pain. What once seemed to weaken you has now become living wisdom to guide your future decisions. Nothing will be the same, and that is good, because growth is inevitable and necessary. I took you out of some places not because they were bad, but because they limited what I have prepared for you. Relationships that changed, bonds that broke, phases and routines left behind, all this was to align you with the right direction. It is not always easy to understand why some things end, but you must accept that the past is only a stepping stone, not a place to dwell. Today is the day to open your heart to what is coming, trusting that what arrives may not be as you expect, but it will be exactly what you need. Remember the promise, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Romans chapter 8 verse 28. Everything, absolutely everything, will be woven into a tapestry you will one day proudly wear. This call is not just for your comfort, but for you to rise. Lift your head, straighten your shoulders, and fix your gaze on the hope I place before you. The time of lament is ending. It is time for response, for movement, for action. Do not wait to feel ready, because I will be with you along the way, empowering you step by step. What was once a place of pain will now be a stage for living, evident testimonies impossible to ignore. When I release a word, nothing can stop it from being fulfilled. The seed of this transformation is already being planted within you and should not be underestimated. If you have heard this call until now, it is because heaven has something special for you. The road is open, the wind is changing, and it is time to walk toward what I have prepared. The fear that once paralyzed you will be faced with faith, not your strength, but the certainty that I walk with you. There will be no retreat or doubt, because what dwells in you is greater than any external pressure. The fire warming your inside will not be extinguished. It burns with purpose, fuels your courage, and reminds you that there is always more. There is always more when I am involved. Nothing I have promised will be delayed longer than necessary. There has been enough time for preparation and tests of faithfulness. Now it is time to harvest. There will still be challenges, it is true, but you will not be the same. What once knocked you down no longer reaches you. What once frightened you has lost its voice over your life. The time of darkness has given way to light, and that light will guide you. You will awaken with hope, sleep in peace, and smile sincerely. Because I do not only heal circumstances, I heal the whole being. I touched the root of your sufferings and healed what no one else saw. That is why the process is deep, but also true and lasting. What is born from this inner healing does not blow away with the wind, because what I plant remains. If your heart still feels tight, know that this is a sign this truth is finding its place within you. Do not harden your heart because of the past. It no longer holds dominion over your present. I am offering something new for your life, a new rhythm, a new vision, a new meaning. All of this begins with a decision. the decision to trust once again. You have not been forgotten. What seemed like a delay was only part of divine preparation. Trust that what is coming is far greater than anything you have experienced before. You were called to be more, to live more, to be light where there was darkness. Heaven is working in your favor, and I am here, with infinite love, to lead you toward this new journey. Do not fear, for the best is yet to come. There comes a perfect alignment of time and process, a moment when everything fits together so seamlessly that a miracle unfolds in a way no one can explain. It will leave no room for doubt because you will know it was me who made it happen. The touch may be gentle, almost imperceptible, yet the transformation it triggers will be radical and undeniable. The atmosphere around you will change, the climate of your life will shift, and everyone who sees you will perceive that something profoundly different is at work in your journey. What lies ahead will demand faith, but it will also bring forth the fruits you have longed for, the dreams you dared to hold in your heart. Remember, I did not bring you this far to leave you alone. I called you to live in fullness, a life marked by true joy, renewed purpose, and healthy, meaningful connections. Even your home will reflect this new reality, as what once seemed chaotic and broken is now being aligned by my hand. As you listen to these words, understand that I am already at work. Even while your eyes are fixed on my word, the invisible is being rearranged for your good. I do not require your physical presence to operate the supernatural. Your faith alone activates heaven's power. Your position of surrender invites fulfillment, and it is in this place of yielding that miracles arise, quietly but with authority. You will be amazed, not by chance or luck, but by promise and destiny. Every detail of your life is being guided with divine precision. The worries you carry today will no longer weigh you down because I am removing that burden and replacing it with clear direction. Clarity will come to your decisions, lightness to your relationships, and discernment to your choices. You are not adrift. The words that for years eroded your courage are now being broken apart. Lies that once defined you are being replaced with eternal truths. You are more than what others said, more than what you endured. You are the bearer of a living promise, one that never expires, weakens, or dies. Comment, I embrace the eternal truth that defines me, not the lies of the past. Look back and you will see how every chapter of your life played a part in shaping you. Even the painful moments hold purpose. And although questions may still linger, know this essential truth: I was there the entire time, not out of obligation, but out of real, unconditional love. That love remains the foundation of all things. You can trust me completely. I am still writing the next chapters of your story, and they will be the most beautiful ones you have ever known. You are not hearing these words by accident. Every phrase carries destiny. Your heart is the fertile ground that heaven chose to plant something eternal. Even if recent pain still pulses within you, even if unanswered questions remain, the seed has already been sown. Now is the time to believe that all that wounded you will no longer hold power over your next steps. The new is already here, not as a distant promise, but as a present reality. You will begin to notice small signs that something different is moving. The sensation that you were stuck will start to dissolve, not by magic, but because heaven has chosen to touch the places you could no longer reach on your own. Comment, I believe in the new beginnings God is planting in my life right now. I know what you lacked. I see what you tried to hold on to with your own strength. Now it is I who take control. When I govern, nothing remains out of order. This is not the end of your home, but the beginning of its healing. I have entered the decisions, the conversations, the silent conflicts that unfold behind closed doors. Hearts are being softened, pride is being dismantled. What once looked like distance is turning into closeness. I am restoring affections, reconciling bonds, rebuilding foundations on truth and grace. And you will be an active participant in this miracle. You will notice the environment around you changing as your spirit is fully healed. The peace you have longed for within your home begins with your own inner restoration. That is why I am now touching what was hidden, old fears, painful memories, unresolved situations. Nothing is being stirred to hurt you, but so that no bitter root will grow where I am about to birth something new. Comment, I allow God to heal my heart and restore my home from within. The promises I have released have not been forgotten or canceled because of your failures. They remain secure, waiting only for the right atmosphere to blossom, an atmosphere that starts with a willing heart. That is why I prepared you with such care. That is why I allowed certain silences. I was shaping you to receive without losing yourself, to grow without straying, to be an answer without needing to justify yourself. What once seemed ordinary will now be seen as extraordinary. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.